The story how a famous Rothschild family merited to their richness. The story takes us to this little town in Poland where there was over there this great rabbi who would learn Torah day and night. And he had this servant that would faithfully serve him all the time. His name was Chaim. And this Chaim was very faithful, but also very, very poor. The rabbi barely had any money to be able to pay him. Not to mention he had a big family. And after 20 years of serving the rabbi, the servant Chaim thought that it might be a good idea to move on in life and try to find some source of making a nice amount of money. So Reb Chaim started a little business. He said goodbye to the rabbi. He said he really enjoyed working with him. It was his pleasure, but he has to move on. And his business was very, very successful. And in a short time, he became very, very well-to-do. Going back to the rabbi's house, there was this custom in the rabbi's house. They had this chest with a small hole inside it. And every time someone from the family would go out shopping, the change that they would get, the few pennies, they would put inside that little hole. And after a long time, 15, 20 years, this chest was full to something to the equivalent of 600 silver coins. And the big day came where a shidduch was offered for the rabbi for a single daughter. And the rabbi saw that now the time is ripe to open up this chest and to take all the silver coins and to use it for the marriage. And so the Rebbetzin, the rabbi's wife, with a glad heart, goes up to the chest and slowly starts opening it. Agishrei! The Rebbetzin gives out a cry. She almost passes out. Where's all the money? What happened to all the coins? Everything is gone. It's cleaned. Someone swept up the entire thing. She right away goes running to her husband. She says, did you see it? Do you know what happened to it? Do you know where it is? And the rabbi shrugs his shoulders. He has no clue. And they right away call everyone from the household. No one knows what happened to this chest full. What happened to all the money in the chest? And as everyone's scratching their head, worried and frantic, the Rebbetzin, the rabbi's wife, thought of an idea. Maybe it was the servant. Maybe it was that Reb Chaim who all of a sudden disappeared, and now he's so well-to-do in such a short amount of time. Maybe it was him. Maybe he was the one who took the money. After all, he was always in her house, and he was almost the only one that was here. And she told her idea to her husband. And first, her husband would hear nothing of it. My servant, Reb Chaim, I know him so well. He's so honest. He would not even steal a dime. But after his wife kept on nudging him and kept on bothering him and convincing him, it started going a little bit into his brain. And he said, let me pay a visit to him and see what's happening. So one bright afternoon, the rabbi begins strolling down the town to the store where Reb Chaim right now is operating. And he goes to Reb Chaim's store, and Reb Chaim sees him from the window, and he goes out to greet him with a warm Shalom Aleichem, with a warm greetings. But he sees in the rabbi's face there's some traces of unfriendliness. And he tries squeezing out from the rabbi, what's happening? And after the rabbi is murmuring a little bit here and there and saying these words that were not coherent, he finally was able to pull out a little bit from the rabbi that the rabbi is suspecting him that he stole the money that was missing. And right away he says, Rebbe, you should know, I'm so sorry. I actually took the money, and I was planning on returning it. And Baruch Hashem, thank God, now I'm doing very well. I'm able to return to you the money. 1 second, let me get you a bag that I prepared. Actually, I was planning on giving it to you today. And he goes to his register and he pulls out this bag of 400 silver coins. And he says, Rebbe, take this bag of 400. I have 200 I'm going to get soon. Please forgive me. I'm so sorry. The rabbi's rubbing his eyes. He couldn't believe it. And the servant Reb Chaim says, I'm so sorry, please forgive me, please forgive me. And the rabbi says, okay, I'll forgive you, but don't do that again next time. Reb Chaim walks back to his store, and the rabbi walks home happy. And his wife sees him with the bag of coins. She's like, I told you, always listen to your wife. Your wife always knows the best. And the rabbi's like, yes, it's true. And Shalom, peace, was restored to the house, and the wedding was moving forward at a rapid pace. 1 week later, there's a loud knock on the rabbi's door. The rabbi opens up the door, and he sees two big, wide-shouldered policemen standing at the door. And they say, is this the house of Rabbi so-and-so? The rabbi says, yeah. The policemen say, come follow me. And the rabbi is frightened. He had nothing to do with police his whole life, and all of a sudden the police are coming to him and taking him away. He's trembling the whole way, and the police are saying, don't worry, I have nothing what to tremble about. It's actually good news. They bring him to the police headquarters, and they say, Rabbi, are you currently missing any money from your house? The rabbi thinks, he says, yes, I'm actually missing a big bag of silver coins. And the police take out from underneath the desk massive bag full of coins, silver coins, and they said, Rabbi, this is yours. And the rabbi counted, there's almost 600 silver coins, exactly how much he's missing. And the policemen say, let us explain to you what happened, Rabbi. Just down the block, they tell him, there's this Jewish man who owns a liquor store, what was called a krechme. He would sell liquor to the peasants, the Polish peasants. And all of a sudden, one day, the Jewish man realized that one of his customers, one of the peasants, which was always buying liquor, was always buying mashke, all of a sudden, he's able to pay for his mashke. He's able to pay for what he bought. Usually, he would just buy it, but he would say, I would pay you later. And all of a sudden, he started paying and giving big tips. And not just that, but he started inviting all his friends and paying for them. And he knew, this Jewish owner knew, that this Polish peasant didn't really have any job. He had no way of making money. And he became very, very suspicious. So he came over to us in the police headquarters, and he told us about this peasant, and we followed him, and we gave him a little bit of makot. We gave him a little bit of a hitting, and he confessed that he came to your house one night and he stole all your money of 600 silver coins. And Rabbi, here it is. It's missing a little bit because he spent some money on the liquor, on the vodka. But here, almost everything is back. We are so sorry for the agmat nefesh, for the pain that we caused, that this man caused. He will be sitting in prison for a very, very long time. You don't have to worry about him. And the rabbi begins to cry. What did I do? I suspected, I was choished in my mishares. He was not able to forgive himself, and the whole way back, he was happy to have back his money, but he was so sad that he suspected his mishares. And all of a sudden, he looks up, and his mishares, Reb Chaim, is running back with a bag of 200 silver coins. He says, Rabbi, here's the next 200. And Reb Chaim, the rabbi looks at his servant, and he gives him a warm hug. And tears are flowing from his eyes onto the shirt of Reb Chaim. And Reb Chaim says, why are you crying? And the rabbi says, I'm so sorry. I don't know, you're such a big tzaddik. How did you do this? The police came today and gave me back all my money. And he says, the rabbi tells Reb Chaim, because you did this and you did not want to embarrass me, may Hashem, may God bless you, that there should be always abundant wealth in your family, and you should have the means to lend people money whenever and wherever you want, and your children and your grandchildren. And from this servant descended the great rich family, the Rothschild family. Here we learn out how important it is that one should never ever embarrass another person, and the great reward which is in store for people that they follow this directive.